Okay, we're moving on to the next project. I should have been doing this yesterday, but I couldn't have done it yesterday because I was sick. I'm still not back up to 100% today, but yesterday was a lot worse. Actually, it started Tuesday after I started Tuesday morning. Actually, when I woke up, I felt a little off. I was like, eh. It's no big deal. I'll just get up and get about and work my way through it, and everything will be good. And that's definitely not the way it worked out. By the time I got done putting a starter on the 1950T, which just getting that starter hung on the tractor was a chore. By that point, I was really feeling like garbage, and by the time I got everything done for the day and got back to the house, I took my temperatures. I was running 101-degree fever, and that pretty much stuck with me until yesterday about noon when I finally broke it. And so yesterday I was off my feet pretty much all day, and I'm still not back to 100%. Right now I'm to the stage in the illness of carrying around cough drops in my pocket and coughing up phlegm. I probably still shouldn't be doing anything today, especially as you can tell our weather took a turn and now it's 50-something degrees and windy and the air's all damp and the snow is melting. But I want to get this thing moved over to my house today because tomorrow it's supposed to rain and I don't want to move it in the rain. So we can start burning in my brush pile. And I got the gooseneck hooked up, and oof, just getting the trailer hooked up took my breath out, or took my breath away. That was quite the chore in its own right. But hell, let's see if we can get this thing. I need to get these moved over to my house too. These are our town bought new. These were the light pole decorations for Christmas, and our town bought new ones. These are from the 50s, near as anybody can recollect, and they were selling them off, so Mom got me 2 of them. But I didn't hang them up this year because this one, the globe, needs some attention. So I got to figure out how I'm gonna fix this so I don't got to worry about it. And then the other one's got a candlestick in it, but they're heavy. But I got to figure out how to move these over to. First, I got to figure out a safe place to put them, and then I got to take them to my house. And I got to figure out. Hold on, I got to figure out a safe space to put them here. Okay. It's warm enough. It should start without ether. One of these days I really need to take the time to get the glow plugs on this thing fixed. But you got to go in. They're under the seat, and it just does not look like it's going to be a fun job. So I just kind of, it's one of them deals where you just keep thinking about it and you keep putting it off. Okay, you gonna start, girl? It's not that cold. The other thing I gotta figure out is why it does that. Because at least according to this, well, not anymore. It was green when I got up here. The battery was fully charged when I stepped up here, so it shouldn't be cranking that slow. Everything's got to be a chore. Alright, it's running. Maybe it is just a simple case of that battery shot, because all you got to do is throw a battery charger on it. You don't even got to throw it on a starting charge. You just throw it on like a 15 amp charge, and that little bit is just enough to make a difference between what it was doing and cranking over like normal. So I guess I'll have to throw a load tester on that battery and just see if it is just indeed junk. I don't know why it would be junk, because Dad put a new battery in it when we got it, so it's not that old, but I don't know why it would have been, unless it was just junk from the get-go. I don't know why, what would have taken it out that quick, because I've done a voltage check on the alternator. The alternator's not overcharging, it's regulating correctly. The cutout's working, it's not like anything weird's happening, so at least that I can tell. So maybe it is just a junk battery. I would believe it would be a flaky connection if you put a battery charger on it at the battery terminals and it still wouldn't want to crank. Then I could believe it'd be a goofy connection somewhere between the battery and the starter, but you're literally just hooking right up at the battery terminals, so you're not changing any connections other than giving it some more juice. So I don't know. Coming out of Florida in the salt water, I guess anything's possible when it comes to electrical gremlins on this thing. You never know what's corroded, but start simple and throw a tester on the battery. Okay, well, this thing's over here in the barn, so that part of the job is done. I think I'm gonna go ahead and get the gooseneck run back home, call it a day, because I can already tell you right now I probably should have just taken the day off completely again, because I mean, I don't think I'm sick. I'm not, definitely not sick like I was yesterday, but we're still not doing very good. So hopefully tomorrow I'll be up and about better and we can start burning that pile. I don't think I'd want to try burning much today anyhow, because it's calm here at the second, but we keep getting some pretty substantial gusts, and the last thing I want is that thing taking off somewhere where we don't want it to be. So as big as that pile is, honestly, if it's raining a little bit tomorrow, as long as I can get the thing cooking, which that pile is, most of the wood in it's at least 2.5 years to 3 years old, depending on how long it's been cut. So once it lights, it should go like a Roman candle. So if it's raining tomorrow, that would probably honestly help keep it under control. So anyhow, we'll cut her off here and we'll catch you guys tomorrow. Okay, let's see if we can actually manage to get some work done today. I'm feeling a lot better than I did yesterday. Now it's mostly just shit in my head. Woke up this morning, I had a scratchy throat, so I kind of bummed around in the house a little longer than I probably should have to be doing a job like this, but it's like better safe than sorry. So I waited till my throat quit scratching, so I knew that wasn't going to be an issue, and finally came out here and got rolling. So I got some stuff to get the fire going. Hopefully it'll go. Like I say, that most of the wood in there is pretty damn old. I think if I start the fire under this pile of sawn lumber here that I got, that stuff should go. And my plan is to get this pile, get the big pile burning, and then I'll take all the brush from the pecan trees that I cut down last fall or last spring, whenever it was I cut them down. Take that pile and throw it on that pile as it burns down, so I don't got 2 burn piles to babysit and clean up. So, but we'll see how that plan works out. If it looks like it's going to be too much of a chore, I'll just light that one, and that one's small enough it should burn fairly quick. But anyway, this is not going to be fun, because now that all of our snow is melted and we got some nice mud worked up here, and the burn pile is sitting in a pond because it's in the low spot. And where can I stuff this? It's just bark, so that can go right there. Perfect. All right, I had to shed my coat because I was starting to sweat my ass off already. So once I got to looking at this, I can't, this pile is, I mean, it doesn't look like much on video probably, but this pile's freaking huge. So because of that, I opted to start 2 hot spots. I got one here and I got one there. So I guess we'll see, but I got a tire, a cardboard box, and then I went up and got a straw bale and busted it and split half of it between here and there. And then a 5-gallon bucket of oil split between the 2. So I guess we'll find out. The straw ought to burn plenty hot between that and the oil. That went a lot faster than I thought it would. Holy shit. And that that part right there doesn't match the rest of the pile. I hauled all that over here Monday. I promised my neighbors are out of Chicago, and they had a couple trees fall down a couple years ago, and they don't really have the means to take care of them, so they just had them piled up, and he was going to burn them, but he doesn't have a tractor or anything to keep track of to babysit the pile, so I told him I'd bring him over here and light them off when I did this. So that's what I was doing Monday. So needless to say, most of that's dead pine that's been dead for a few years, so that side of the pile ought to light up just fine too. As long as it actually goes though, it ought to go, because this stuff is all pretty darn dry. All right, here we are, probably 15-20 minutes later. It's cooking pretty good. I tried moving some of that pile over, and the way I stacked it, I got to drive all the way around that side to get a hold of it, and it's just, with the little bit I can carry with that thing, it's in the way, it's not practical to move that pile on top of this pile with that machine as far as I got to move it. If I could park in between them, it might work, but there's a hole right in there that I mean, I don't think I would get stuck, but I also don't want to find out, so I'll just go ahead and light that one separate, and it should burn pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now while we're, is this? Oh, like a flower pot. So I'm gonna go ahead and light that thing right now while this thing's getting its feet under it. Toasty real fast. I think my second hot spot's petering out. That stuff might end up with too much dirt in it. Ah, well, we shall see. All right, this gets us to lunchtime. I find sometimes when I'm burning, I just gotta walk away and let it burn down a little bit. Otherwise, I just keep staying on the excavator and fiddly fucking with it. And it doesn't really help. That pecan, though, holy shit. If you need firewood, get some pecan. That stuff burns hot and fast. Well, I guess if you need firewood, burning fast doesn't really help you. You want something that burns long, but it puts out some heat, I tell you what. my burnt brush down here. There was actually a pile sitting right there underneath where that pile is now. Part of it's actually still there. I borrowed a dozer, case 1150, an actual JI case 1150. Might actually be 1150B. But either way, after using a dozer, using a tractor with a grapple, and then using this thing, excavator for burning brush, hands down. Just because you can stack and restack the piles and not get any dirt in them. You don't got to get as close to the flame. It's just everything is so much nicer with an excavator. It would just be better if this was about a 200 instead of a little mini. That pile probably is not gonna be, it'll probably damn near be gone other than the couple trunks that are in there by the time the sun finally sets. This one's probably better than half on fire. The fire's been working its way up underneath, but that's probably gonna be at least a 3-day burn on that big one, if not more. So I'll let them things to their business for a little while, and I think I'm gonna go start taking some Christmas decorations down. So tell you what, they're sucking air. I don't know how well the camera's picking it up, but especially this one, this thing's loud. So anyhow, we'll be back in a little bit, stir them up again. Okay, we're looking pretty good. I think I got this pile down to where it'll pretty much just mind itself for the rest of the night. There was 3 big pieces of trunk in there. I just pulled them out, threw them on that fire, so that this one will just, the limbs that are in it will just burn down to nothing. I think I've pretty much broke through whatever little bit of frost was down here, because now I'm sinking in about 12 inches every time I drive in. I think there's a spring somewhere right in here. Because I mean, granted, it's a low spot, but I mean, this spot here, ever since I bought this place, has always stood full of water. There's almost got to be something that feeds it. Even in the middle of summer, unless it's been dry for an extended period of time, you'll come down here and it'll still have a little bit of water standing in it. It won't be saturated like this, but there's got to be something feeding it. Eventually, what I want to do is right about where this burn, well, you're gonna have to come out here and shoot it with a transit and figure out exactly where the lowest spot is. And I want to dig a pond, a small pond around in somewhere in this general vicinity that should take care of pretty much all the wet spots, and then you can take the spoils from the pond and build up a little bit and hopefully take care of this problem. Plus, it'd be nice to have a little farm pond. It'd look good behind the barn. But that pile's burning pretty good. I should only have to throw it up probably one more time here close to dark. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get this stuff here on the end to burn or not. It's so inundated with snow still. I started breaking it open, and I guess we'll see. If I can get a really hot spot and get it mostly burnt down, then I could probably take it and throw some on top of the pile and get it to go away that way, but I don't think it's gonna go on its own. So anyway, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and let them do their thing for a while, and I'm probably gonna go home or go over to Mom and Dad's and get this video put together real quick, and tomorrow I'll keep plugging away at it, and I'll probably do a little bit of work in the barn, try to finish getting that nubbin of concrete busted off the wall, and probably do another lift on that beam. Now that the weather's warmed back up, we can think about doing some forming and pouring a little bit of concrete here. Hopefully, it'd be nice to be able to do it this week after the new year. So anyhow, I guess that's it for this one. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Sorry it was kind of boring, but you can only do so much for the burn pile.